I built a phone stand that punishes me every time I lose focus. Today we're gonna use a 3D printer to build the circuit board. So you may ask, why are we doing this? So one day when I was feeling unproductive and feeling like I was on my phone for far too long, I came up with an idea. I do not want to be tempted to pick up my phone when I'm supposed to be focused. So why not build a phone stand that has a timer and doesn't let you touch your phone in that period? And also put an engineering touch on it. And I wanted it to look aesthetically pleasing. And I think an alarm sound will be annoying enough to keep you away. So I go ahead and take out all the components that are needed and get to work. Today we're going to use an ESP32 board with an LCD screen on it. And I want a knob on this product, so I will use a magnetic encoder for the knob. And some LEDs never hurt. And to bump up the voltage for the LEDs, I will use a quad level shifter. To charge the phone, I will use a MagSafe charger. A piezo buzzer for the annoying alarm sound. A ball bearing for the knob, which probably isn't overkill, but it will feel nicer. So I go on to my CAD software and place all the components out to get a better feel for where they're going to be. Then I jump over to KiCad to draw out the schematic. I lay out all the footprints and connect them together. After that, I adjust some parameters to get it working with a 3D printer. I download the step file and then I upload it to Fusion. Here I extrude the traces and make the board a bit thinner. You will soon see why. Now I can send them over to the 3D printer. And my 3D printer isn't one of the fancy ones, so I have to drill the holes to make them more precise. When that is done, I try putting on some components to see if it fits. And it looks so nice and clean. I have to fully try this out. So to make the traces conductive, I use a thin copper foil. And this has some adhesive on the underside and nothing on the upper side. And with the traces extruded, I can easily cut out the unwanted copper foil. This leaves me with a 3D printed circuit board. And of course, it's not as reliable as a professionally made PCB, but it's great for a quick prototype and a proof of concept. I first saw this technique on another channel, so shout out to that guy. His channel is in the description. So let's start with the more serious CAD. So I start with creating the knob. And this time I want to try out to make a snap fit for it. And with some cutouts, it can bend more easily and it's not as dependent on the 3D printer. And at the top, I also made a cylindrical cutout for the magnet. So by mounting on the magnet, it will also lock the knob inside the bearing. And now came the time to make the entire enclosure. And keeping in mind that the MagSafe charger needs to fit on the backside. I also want the device to detect when the phone is placed on the stand. First, I was thinking a button maybe, but then I remembered. There are magnets on the back side of the iPhone. So I went on and inspected the phone. And here I saw that there are more magnets than just for the MagSafe charger. So I thought, why not use a Hall effect sensor to sense the presence of the phone? So I rigged up a quick test. And I think that this should work nicely. So due to this reason and some mistakes, I remade the board. And this time I made it in black. And now we have to solder the components to the board. Keep in mind that the desoldering is very difficult and can destroy the board. So we have to get it right the first time. So I start off by putting a lot of flux on the pins so that the soldering happens quickly. And I can tell you that I was nervous to destroy the board by melting it. But when I got started, it went so smoothly. The solder had no problem attaching to the copper traces. And the board came out looking perfect. But before I could try it out, I had to fix the LED strips as well. First, I glued them together so the soldering job becomes easier. And when that was done, I soldered them together. I also made a cable for it and the power. Now, let's go on to the programming and see if this method works. I connect up the board and the screen lights up with some pre-programmed demo. I go onto the ESP board's company website, and in this case it's Waveshare, and here they have a downloadable folder with some example code. So I download it and I see that they have example code for both the Arduino IDE and also the ESP IDF. And ESP IDF stands for Espressif's IoT development framework. There's an extension for this on VS Code. So I opened up the example code and built my program on top of it. So I started off by making a very simple UI and the phone detection feature. And when that was working reasonably well, I went on to making the buttons and the magnetic encoder work. And next were the LEDs. I wanted these to give the user some sort of feedback at special events, such as when the phone is placed on the stand and when it's taken away. And then I also added the piezo alarm. And when the technical features were done, I went on to making the graphical user interface more visually pleasing. I started by finding some fonts for the numbers and converted them to LVGL. I added it to the code and flashed it to the device. And already it was a small improvement. So then I started with the backgrounds. I generated some images and made one for all the different color themes. And then with the help of GIMP, I shrank the images to 320 by 172 pixels. And then I turned them into LVGL compatible C arrays and inserted them into the code. I flashed it all to the ESP and tried it out. And although the camera can't pick up the exact quality, I think the screen looks very nice. And now I want to remove the FPS and the CPU monitoring on the bottom right of the screen. I saw a related variable in the SDK config, so I went to the menu config to find it. And it was a bit difficult to find it when it was at the bottom of the menu, but at last I found it and I switched it off. I flashed it again and the monitoring was gone. So let's go on and assemble the device. I connect up the power cable. I glue on a ball bearing holder for the lid. And then I attach the diffuser. I slide in the knob and it makes a satisfying clicking sound. And then I push the magnet in its place. I bring in the buttons, assemble them on and lock them in from the backside. And now I can close up the lid. And to 3D print the hole for the MagSafe, I did end up using some supports. So I pulled them off and put the MagSafe in. And now I connect up both cables to power and switch on the device. And the design looks so clean. The LED bar makes it look so much cleaner. And the 3D printed diffuser on top of the LEDs diffuses the light so well. Much better than I would have hoped. I had to adjust the camera settings, but it's more noticeable on this shot. So now let's go to the features of this device. First of all, you can set your timer and you will see how much time is left on the progress bar and on the screen. And the colors of the LED can easily be changed. And if the phone is taken away at this time, the alarm will go off. The first screen is always the Pomodoro mode. By pressing the left button once, you can go into theme mode. And here you can go through the different images by pressing the right button. And this will also change the LED color to a matching one. By pressing the left button once again, you can go into settings mode. And here you can change the colors for your progress bar when your timer is on. You can change the brightness and you can activate and deactivate the sound and a thing called sleep mode. And the sleep mode means that the screen and the LEDs will shut off when there is no phone present. So now I add it to my desk setup and try out some different themes. And it blends in perfectly with the rest of the setup and it looks great. So with that said, I just want to say that I love how this device turned out. And I want to thank everyone who has supported me and you who are watching right now. I'm planning on making a lot of more videos, so if you have an idea, put it in the comment section and I will see if I can build it. And if you enjoyed this video, like or subscribe and I will see you in the next one.